You know, there were so many times that they faced off in so many tournaments, but this time is where it matters the most. And we definitely want to look at all these brackets to really tell it further, right? And starting things off, we saw Burmese goals. They managed to take out the Filipino side to knock them down towards the lower brackets. But look at where BREN were starting their journey from the lower brackets here, because they took on some of the
I like the look at this. Burmese schools knock out BREN Sports in the upper bracket 2-0, right? And then Burmese schools go on to take down RRQ 3-2 in the best of 5. And then just earlier today, BREN Sports go ahead and take the best of 5 from RRQ 3-1. Now what does that make BREN and Burmese schools? What's the comparison like? It's the power levels are through the roof, like there's no straight comparison, so we can't even say it's apples to apples. Orange is like there's no like matchup right here.
We can't what the teams brought out like Burmese schools got the
coins. Exchange those coins for exclusive rewards such as the special avatar border and skins, battle emotes, sacred statue, you name it. Or else you can also spend some diamonds to get the Clint Shadow Omen skin that can be gained for 899 diamonds. And with that, the event will happen right now till 24th of January, so make sure you grab it quick. So 1 minute on the clock before we get ourselves into picks and bans. What are we expecting right here in game 1?
Well, I expect a very snowball heavy kind of competition coming in from the side of Burmese schools. The same for BREN Esports. I think these are the two companies that are really excelling in the game, especially with the very similar as possible. Jumping, making up one, ready for the battle of the big or two, ready for the only the other and through the forward and figure out our damage the small
if you like, if you see some top band, if you have a band in the tournament as well as Canada, placing this is a consistent band. Every single one of these playoffs, ever since the semifinals, we talk about the reasons why we're not seeing any of these.
People have so much stock in them, and so far this telegraph BREN Esports has not figured out an answer to the Diggy. Just a no-go. BREN Esports, second ban of the game, takes out the Diggy already.
Looking at how much CC and Control and big team fight ultimates are included now in this tournament meta, Diggy is great. Now, if you cannot create the meta or a new counter in one day, then you spend that.
It's the safest and it's the easiest answer in that situation. That does mean that it opens up another priority pick for the Burmese schools later on. So the BREN Esports, they're willing to take that risk. We're going to have to get through this game, and one way or another, Talia might actually slip through our fingers and we gotta be okay with it. And that same goes for Silvana, same goes for Yusong, same goes for Lapu.
And one more name that I want to bring up in towards the list of heroes in the open pool is the Nation Shin. And we've seen some great numbers on the screen when the analysts as well as roster have talked about it. And these are honestly the favorite course for not only for this goals, but also for and we go. Burmese wants to believe that it's hero to hero.
That annoyed. Stop
challenge, far, far away. Thrill of the fight as we fight to survive. For honor and glory, strong as a knight. Nothing can break us down. We will all wear a crown. We are unstoppable. We're proud like armor and shield. We are unbreakable. We're unfearable.
Although we haven't seen BREN Esports play Kaja for quite a while, so
Yeah,
Leo.
not very successfully. Not very successfully. The Kaja was their downfall whenever they would play the Matilda plus the Harley or just greedy lineups in general. Kaja just has a miserable win rate at M2. But right now, I'm guessing they need to choke out maybe and as well Ace. Oh, sorry, they need to choke out Ruby DD.
Yeah, considering BREN Esports right now, how they're doing their draft, they're just banning out those heroes that will just stop Kartzy from getting farm. Well, for the side of Burmese schools, this is very specific. They know that BREN Esports would aim for Ace. They know that they have to protect Ace at all costs. Now, Kaja is one of those picks that just makes a lot of sense. A Divine Judgment is going to take down a lot of people, especially this is going to be a big threat if Ace just goes to the front lines.
What about the Jawhead here? Because Jawhead has not been banned at the moment, and it's looking pretty good, and it possibly will be a point of contest. But Burmese Ghost is taking their time here, Gideon.
Yeah, I would say either Jawhead or Chill, either or would be fine, but it looks like Burmese School is going to say, you know what, as long as you don't have wave clear, I don't mind if you want to play for pick potential. Our macro is just going to be have to be a lot cleaner. So now BREN have the options here. Okay, I could look to get one of my side laners and go in blind, and that's not exactly the best against the Burmese Schools, as we have seen many times before. They like to make sure that they have at least one winning side laner to play off of, and most of the time, that guy goes into the side lane.
Yep, this is good. This is good. BREN Esports, I think they made the tough call of the lesser evil. What do we focus on? The counter for the tank, or revealing our gold laner first, and then Burmese Wolves can finish up strong? I think the Burmese Wolves need another tank, and there's the Jawhead, and they need one more side laner. Butters.
This could be... I'm actually lost for heroes right now in terms of the side of Burmese schools. It seems like they just play everything in the meta. Now, knowing them, they would just go for something with magical prowess or with a mage side lane. The Esmeralda was banned, so this is going to be a Harith.
You're absolutely right, brothers. I mean, they wanted to go for Magic, and the only one that seemed viable at this point in time since that Lunox was banned was going to be the Harith. On top of the Burmese Ghouls banning out the Farsa as well. So, good call there. But finally, BREN Esports, now they have to make a decision here. Do they want to run a double marksman composition?
No, they need a hero here for Lusty. Lusty needs a good hero. I'm guessing trusty Lusty Cho. You can also go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
He was looking at Atlas the other day, so Atlas would be okay.
There it is! Oh!
Good call, good call.
Lusty! That's on the house. I'm here till Monday.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. It's like a little birdie just chirped in your ear and say, okay, let's bring in the Fatal Links.
Oh boy, I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this game is going to go. It's very team fight heavy. Both sides have a great way to kind of scale in towards this game. Pseudo counters on both sides. Though I will say that the Burmese will have a much more powerful level 4 in comparison to BREN here, who is going to require to have to set this fight up in the right place at the right time. Whether or not they're going to have that kind of pressure, different story.
I agree. BREN Esports needs to know when to not give that turtle. They should be fighting for this, and I think both of these teams are ready.
These two teams definitely are ready to take each other on. Are you on the Philippine side or are you on the Myanmar side? As Burmese Goals will be having this feed of a best of 7 against BREN Esports. We will find out who will be the grand champions after all of it. Starting from game number 1, we'll see how well will they adapt in the land of Dawn. It's your casters here on the desk. Butters, Gideon, as well as Leo.
Welcome.
All right, it's time to get the show on the road. And now, let's look at the lane assignments here because it's very important that they get the counter matchups on either side. And it looks like the Baxia is going to be meeting up his boy, the Yu Zong, down in the EXP lane, while in the gold lane it's going to be Alice and the Harith. BREN going to be starting off on their purple buff, while maybe looking for the distraction.
Ooh, this is maybe just looking for that ejector on the purple.
He did take smart missiles, though.
Oh, all right, so he's just going to try to steal, clear wave, bother them maybe. Going to be using the Cyclone Eye right on through. Flapteasy has lethal intentions, goes for the stun, misses. There's no damage here, but puts maybe at pretty low health. So yeah, that's the tank of Burmese Gold out of commission for now.
I like the reaction of Flap just going in for that first kill, running over maybe. He forced maybe to use the flicker. There might be a pull yourself together on his side, but at least it goes down for a couple of minutes.
I mean, interestingly enough, I'm looking at Flapteasy, I was thinking, maybe he's going so hard because he has the execute. I double check it. Boom, he's got the rejuvenate. So again, BREN is showing a lot of respect to the Burmese Ghouls, knowing that this is going to be all about that team fight.
Yeah, Revitalize super important in this matchup. Like, you want to outlast the Yu Zhong, and you want to make sure you're putting as many marks and making it as hard as possible to sustain a team fight. Now, Carl Teasy here has both of his buffs, so the initial thought of invading and making Kaltizi's life hard before the first turtle, the second minute of the game, is out the window for Burmese Ghouls. They have to find another way of attack.
Now we can see up on top, Rebo here getting harassed a bit by Harith, and that is one of the things that Harith can do. The flowing blood can be easily dodged by the Chrono Dash, so it's not going to be a problem for him.
First priority on this turtle. You can see the rotation. Even Harith is heading, is making his way down towards that turtle fight, and this is going to be really big here because Burmese Ghouls, they've won so many of these just off of one turtle.
This is Carl Teasy going for the purple, and I do believe after Flapteasy pushes them off, they're going to go for this turtle. Now, that's few going to be pushed in by Ruby DD. Oh, Carl Teasy gets invaded in by Ruby DD, and that's going to be the turtle taken here by Ace, and there's not much BREN Esports can do. Flapteasy sure palms the Poisson, but for so long, how can you survive this? Oh, he's still in it. That's a nice dash. He saves himself, and that's going to be just the first blood and the turtle. Oh wait, Burmese Ghouls, they're not going to force it. Instead, just going to go for a few hits on the first turret.
Great save coming from Few there. If he wasn't there, at least then he would be going down and giving another kill over to the Burmese Ghouls. But this is what BG kind of play for. First turn, get that extra gold, make things work.
Oh, here we go. Butters, check it out.
And look at this, the unstoppable force will be forced, but still maybe won't go for the engage. They don't have their ultimates, they don't have their spells, and they are just forced to back out. It was a bit of a, let's say, they're trying to just scare out Lusty to not follow them.
What's happening here up on the top side? Looks like, I mean, both sides are kind of just eyeing for information, and especially Kid. There could have been an engagement there, but counting the numbers, 3 versus 2, not the best, so they have to pull back. They get some good damage onto Few for now, but how long can this last? Calamity Reaper being purchased by Ruby DD.
Ooh, Mountain Shocker scouting out where the rest of BREN Esports are, and that's going to be Rebo. Just hit by 3. Smooth operator. Ruby DD is so far responsible for the 2 kills currently present for Burmese Ghouls.
And Ace even stole the crab coin that Carl Teasy was taking on that top lane with the Mountain Shocker. So things are going great for the side of Burmese Ghouls.
Maybe looking low. Oh, that's the first pick off. Few gets it. And this is some redemption for BREN Esports. Like, they can at least take the purple. And yeah, we are about 5 minutes in for 30. 1,000 gold ahead.
I mean, is it some? Because again, they're losing pressure across the map, and now Burmese ghouls are looking to continuously attack, and they are destroying the shields. They've already completely cleared off the barriers coming in from that topside turret. Few, he gets on out of there. He doesn't want to, put himself in any more danger than he already is. The Burmese ghouls only up by 700 gold, but they could double this off of a single kill.
BREN Esports, they should look out for the pickoffs that Burmese schools are going for.
Yep, on angles the Burmese ghouls want to go, and that's Few getting blasted out, but Ace from the back lines getting caught first. That's a trade currently. The mid support for the core and the tank. And now Flapteezy still has the Poisson, gets caught in there by the Dragon Tail, knocks him out. And the fight stays here near the turtle pit. Now Lusty trying to make sure that they all stay put. And Kaltiti trying to take this. And he does it 1-for-1 now. An ejector onto one. Rebo going into the back lines. He is going to retreat. RubyDD wants more. That's the disengage.
Oh, RubyDD. He needed to target a single person. He drops down the Zaman Force and he got splits in two. He wants to go for D, but then Kaltizi's in the back. Which does he go for?
BREN Esports know that Burmese ghouls have the team fight on lock right now for the early game. What they are doing right now is this: they're trying to get the small victories. Get the turtle, don't overextend, do not engage them as much as possible. It's their time now. Just scale for a bit, wait for the proper timing to fight, and BREN Esports are doing it well.
Can they get more, though? Can they push this advantage that they have here? D needs to get out of there. Oh, no, Rebo, he gets caught by the Imperial Justice. Great play coming in for the Burmese ghouls, and a huge counter item here. Necklace of Durans just to stop the healing coming in from everybody on the side of BREN. And they want to go for another pick onto Lusty. Wrong place, wrong time.
On the bottom lane, there is another kill on Flapteezy, and bodies are going down on the floor just because Burmese ghouls, they really like these pickoffs.
3 fronts and 3 losses here for BREN Esports so far. Kaltizi looking for revenge. The bloodthirsty prodigy here gets one at least, shutting down RubyDD. Now the fight continues after taking this turret. That's D knocking him up. Gonna go for the Black Dragon form. This is a full bar of Sha energy, and now Kaltizi dueling with Ace. And there you go. The unstoppable force takes down the core. That's Claude destroyed here, kid, flickering out, and that's D finally shut down by Lusty. Currently 2-for-1. BREN Esports, they seem to be getting trumped by Burmese ghouls at every turnstile.
I think so far, I think it's just 2 mistakes, and that's why the Burmese ghouls are only slightly ahead here.
Burmese ghouls, they've been getting a lot of these kills, but for the side of BREN Esports, they're getting the trades because the last time they met, every fight that Burmese ghouls wins, it actually has an objective that comes with it. But for this certain game, there is always a trade in terms of 2-for-2, 2-for-1, and Burmese ghouls, they're not getting the turrets early.
Yep, unstoppable force here, plus the ejector into the back lines. Poisson's not gonna save you. RubyDD, an assassin of a Harith, takes down Flap. And now, hold up, Kaltizi looking for some revenge. Kid uses the Imperial Justice to retreat. That's gonna be D going in. Where's the backup? They're looking for it. Kaltizi getting blasted. Oh, that's the fatal link onto one. D is still alive. A bar full of Sha, and that's Few destroyed by D, and they get away with it. RubyDD is just having a ball.
Oh my goodness, how did D survive that? My goodness, he really took quite a beating off of it.
And Burmese ghouls, they're getting the fights, but they're timing it well. When do they take a fight? They take a fight when they take down Flap. Flap is respawning. He cannot respond to that gank, and that means D, as of now, will be unkillable.
I think it was looking good initially because Few, he was looking for that pick off. He was trying to say, hey, I could get this big stun onto D, and maybe we can play off of this. Burmese ghouls see the opportunity to say, hey, he has no options to get out now. We can look for the punish.
That is true. As you can see right now, Burmese ghouls, they really like to go for these kinds of plays. Just stay in the brush, try to get the ejector close to Kid. Kid sets up the Imperial Justice, and that is a 1-for-1. And that's what happened right here.
Same old story, the same old story. Lusty walks into a death bush, and now Flapteezy trying to save the day. Son, it's too late.
The classic happens more times to pros than you would like to admit, but D is going to keep on smacking up that tier 2, and this is what Burmese Ghouls have been doing ever since the group stages, just making sure they take fights and they start getting that return of investment somewhere across the map. Todak did a pretty good job, but Burmese Ghouls making it look really, really natural.
BREN Esports, they should be looking at that Lord, maybe not give it to Burmese Schools as of the moment, because when they do, that is going to be all of the outer turrets down, and probably one inhibitor turret on their side is going down as well.
Lapteezy hit there with the ejector, but it's going to be a non-starter. Real quick, item check. Kid just bought a glowing one. That should lead to more kills, but right now, that's the Mountain Shock. They're starting it off. As we just said, Few gets taken down. Ruby DD though, 2 for 1. The current trade here, the numbers are going well for BREN Esports. Kid and Ruby DD for Few.
That was a great fight for BREN Esports. Burmese Schools, they thought that they caught BREN off guard, but they were ready. They knew that there was a possibility, a small possibility, that someone or two people are there in that brush, and it paid off for them.
Yeah, and I mean, even Rubidi D, he dropped down the Salmon Force to make something happen, but now the Burmese Ghouls looking to turn this fight on top of them to make sure they don't get the Lord, maybe in the back line, but he goes down almost straight away. Baptiste making sure he's zoning out Ace. They have a double kill coming in for Carlteezy, making it look real nice and smooth as the comeback mechanic is here, down 4K, now evening up the score to at least 1K differential and taking the lead.
Oh no, the fight continues. Kid forced to retreat. Zaman Force set in by Ruby DD, but the damage has been done. Words have been said, feelings have been hurt, and Lord is marching down mid.
Nice engage there for the side of Kid. He might have bitten off more than he can chew, but Ruby DD saves the day. They cut their losses to a minimum.
Check this gold graph out. At least we get a better idea, because again, when we were looking at the Burmese Ghouls, they were almost reaching that 5K mark, and that would have been a really difficult position to get, especially when it was about 7 to 6 minutes of the game. Now things have changed, and they're looking to force it harder.
Yep, they're pushing this mid lane turret. Mission accomplished for BREN Esports. Ruby DD takes a few hits from Lord. The swing of the axe chunking him off to about half health, and there's another push up top. Wow, how the tables have turned. Burmese Ghouls now feel the pressure from BREN Esports.
And look at this, all turrets, all outer turrets for the side of Burmese Ghouls are going down, and for the first time in forever, I'm seeing Burmese Ghouls defend their own turrets.
I mean, don't hold your breath for too long here. This is going to be the Lord power play. BREN going to force the situation here. D trying to disengage the entire team to allow time and buy space for Ruby DD to drop the Salmon Force. And BREN Esports, they call it. They see what's going on. No, I will not let you choose this fight. And maybe he's not done with it yet. The Unstoppable Force is going to get punished with the Circle Eagle as the rest of BREN Esports push him back into the Toys Poissons as a recommendation to stay away from our jungle.
That was a good move for the side of Burmese Schools, that they just wanted to catch one person for the side of BREN Esports and toss him back. Maybe just stall BREN Esports from pushing. But Burmese Schools, the execution right there didn't really work out for their side. Just because BREN Esports, they were ready and they know that that will happen.
Oh, Flapteezy here picked off by Ruby DD. They get their comeuppance, and it's not for free. Butters.
Divine Crystal and Divine Glaive and Holy Crystal, not Divine Crystal, goes up for the mages here on the side of BREN Esports.
Oh, D with that Black Dragon form, and we're looking for a big engage here. That's going to be the... the Blazing Duet takes down the Kid with Few putting in the last touch. Now D here, caught in no man's land. You are the odd one out. 2 for none here so far. BREN Esports turning the river into a wasteland.
Right now, I have to give it to BREN. Their re-engagements into these fights, especially when Burmese have the advantage, is pretty significant. Let's check out the items here. Butters, what are your thoughts?
Okay, Athena Shield for the side of Lusty. That will help him survive Kid Sylvana. Rebo is on a roll right now. He has all of his items up. Winter Truncheon is there. Flapteezy is kind of having a hard time just getting his items. He has a Molten Core there just to clear the waves. For the side here of D, he doesn't have, let's say, a Blade of Despair just to add extra damage. Ace here still has 4 items only on his belt.
I mean, with the items in the position that they are in right now, Burmese Ghouls, 39K to BREN's 43. BREN just hit their power spike. All Burmese Ghouls have to do, play this slow, clear that waves, wait until that Lord is up, and then play this stalemate where you're putting enough pressure to say, hey, I could look to contest you on Lord, and I might contest you on Lord, but as long as you are not finishing the Lord, we have enough time to hit our 42k power spike, and then that's where they're going to call it.
Queen swings on Carl TZ. He might just tank some of the damage.
Oh,
Here.
the fight has already started from the back line. The ejector on the flap easy. He pops the Poissons, and that's D taking quite a few hits from that. Mountain Shocker gonna be an incentive for BREN Sports to back out. That's gonna be from the back lines, baby. Getting chonked. Oh, this is going to be the pit helping BREN Sports out. That's a double for BREN. Make it a triple. It's one for each of the TZs. And right now, they are primed for the second Lord take. Mind you, this is Luminous.
Oh no, this was a very poor choice for the Burmese Ghouls to actually initiate on that fight. They said, hey, maybe we can go back in. The Toys Poissons has been wasted, and D, he's got a little bit of health. He has max on his passive, so he could heal back up. Unfortunately, RubyDD can't get into the fight. You want to fight on these neutral objectives, a place where you have a lot of places to abuse your Chrono Dash and kind of outmaneuver your opponents.
Molten Core became the cursed helmet here for Flap TZ. Carl TZ having a good time just roaming around the map, getting those stacks, and Dominance Eyes, Queen Swings, cursed off to tank the damage from Burmese Ghouls. As long as getting
to dictate where the place and time the fight is going to occur.
And those are all tall orders because BREN Sports has the superior combat mobility. They can just say where the fight happens and they can force him, and right now that's what's happening here. Mountain Shocker to try and clear the waves, but it's too little too late. Lord already whacks away at that inhibitor turret. Ace at less than half health. That's going to be the push on bottom lane as well. Now only mid stands. Let's see how Burmese Ghouls will deal with the second Lord of the game. There's a fight on all fronts here, and I'm waiting to see who's going to make the first move.
Oh, thankfully they were able to kill the Lord before it actually charged in towards that inhibitor down on mid side. That would have been a huge blow.
that Rebo is just turning on that Blood Ode. He's never turning it off. He has the purple buff on under his belt. Now Carl TZ, they have all the time in the world to just end this just because Burmese Ghouls, they're not getting their buffs anymore.
Yeah, this is the choke right here.
I mean, yes, you're saying it's a choke, but it's only 8k. They're only 8k behind. Burmese Ghouls, if they win one fight, they're even. And if they win that fight, the goal lead isn't going to matter at all once it hits that 53k mark.
But then again, Gideon, if you are defending this hard, you take every advantage that you can.
True, but that also means you have a safe way to farm. It goes both ways here. BREN need to find a way to catch the Burmese Ghouls off guard. And the Burmese Ghouls, if they get a little too antsy and they don't play disciplined and walk out and get punished for that mistake, BREN will end this game. There's going to be 92 more seconds, and Burmese Ghouls don't necessarily have to force anything.
So far, these two teams have been acting like well-informed businessmen. They know the economy of their skills. They know what the timings are like. They know which heroes should be the priority. And right now, they know how much each buff costs. And that's what I'm trying to get at. The last time, as you said, it was what? Like a gold lead? Just, but that's because BREN they're just
for now, but let's have a look. I mean, they've got the purple buff, which is really important, especially for Rebo here. And now, keep your eyes on Carl TZ. When he has that orange buff, Burmese Ghouls might have to reconsider whether or not, who the hero priority is going to be here. And this orange buff, it's way too important.
Oh!
Pulled into 2 from the Burmese schools, and the Mouth Chakra does come out, but maybe he's trying to zone out the rest, and Flaptizi, he doesn't mind taking that damage as he goes on forward, but Rubini D is going to be the next on the chopping block. He tries to dodge it around with his Advent Force, but it ain't going to be enough as maybe pulls backwards again. He can't do too much. He turns around with the Imperial Justice. Ace tries to go in and get the killing spree. He's got it down. Now it's a 1v3. He dodges right in between, sweeping and sliding, but Rebo finally joins the fight. This is looking pretty bad for the Burmese Ghouls, especially on game 1, and BREN, they call it off, take their wins, and now they need to end this right here, right now.
And this is going to be few. Trying to do as much damage as possible. Maybe here. Gets gone out. Ace gets gone out as well. And look at this. The burst down won't be there. But that is not going to be the main objective as the base of Burmese schools go down.
That's game 1 taken here by BREN Esports. Chalk one up to the Filipinos. And Butters, how perfect you called the very last moments. This is a different BREN Esports. They don't need that game 1 pickup.
Yeah, and of course, we're going to get back to Butters in a little bit. This is what you actually talked about much in the couple of all these series. They always lose game 1, and they are proving everybody wrong this time. They are picking First Blood.
Yeah, more importantly, that First Blood, it really made quite a difference, didn't it, Butters?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the pacing here, the First Blood was good, but at the same time, Burmese schools, they still played their game. They had the perfect early game. They got the first turtle. They got what they wanted. But the thing right now, the difference right now is BREN Esports, they really thought about how to handle that pressure. They always go for the trades. BG, they are not a team to take risks. So that means if you get the trade on them, they won't be pushing as much because they're not playing as 5.
Well, I think at this point, I do agree with that they don't necessarily take risks here, but I think looking at the draft, there is that big issue with that Boxia, and I think we have enough of a data pool to say, yes, Boxia needs to be reconsidered and needs to be banned out, and you want to get rid of the Esmeralda as well, things that regenerate with their health, so at least you have a way to deal with it.
That's right. We're going to be talking a lot more about every stat as well as picks as we got our analysts on board. Take it away, LaFell and Wolf.
What a wonderful start to our best of 7 matchup. Thank you so much, casters. My name is Wolf, and I'm with Lavelle. We're going to be analyzing that match. You know, they were talking a little bit about the draft. While I agree that there are some draft issues for Burmese Ghouls, I think they also played this well. But unfortunately, BREN Esports, they were better planned in this particular game. What do you think about that?
So, since this is the Grand Finals, I will actually look at a little bit more critically, where I feel like both of these teams both equally made mistakes. Where early stages in the game, where BREN, okay, maybe they wanted to scale a little bit to the mid game before they start taking the fights, but it seemed like they were not sure what to do and how to respond to what BG is doing. And the same thing happens to BG later on in the game, where, alright, the early and the mid stages, they look pretty good, but then when it starts to matter in the terms of team fight, they have some big mistakes. Like, I don't think we'll be looking at any clips, but the thing is, Yu Zhong, as we can see, when he goes in his Black Dragon form, he takes too much damage. And the thing is, we will look at his itemization and see why that is so. And the last thing is that when he lands, he doesn't successfully hit any knockup. And BREN, they just kite and then they just go back in.
You know, night and day, I would say, from the performances of the playmakers when the mid-game did happen. This is why I feel that my personal MVP is Lusty for this particular game, because his playmaking alone trumps the initiations coming out from Burmese Ghouls. Because if you think about it, Sylvana and Joyd and the Yu Zhong, they made a lot of questionable calls in the mid-game. But let's talk about the items. One thing I want to point out is Few, with this first item, Durance, he picked this up about maybe 5-6 minutes, and that is so crucial for BREN Esports. As the mid laner for BREN Esports, he's able to just help his teammates kill people in a mid-game.
I just appreciate whenever teams are playing the Baxia composition, they just have a Necklace of Durance early or a Daily Blade just to make sure that no one in the enemy team can ever sustain.
That's right.
Now, look at Yu Zhong's itemization. He is mostly on MR. He is mostly on Magic Resist. There is no armor coming from the Yu Zhong. And every time he goes in, he is always kited by the Claude. The Claude just goes back. He uses his artillery to get more stacks of movement speed as well as attack speed. And the damage that Yu Zhong had Jawhead. Silvana, in my opinion, had more catches than the Jawhead, where the Jawhead is more like a scouting kind of player, and he did not do much of the initiation. And even if it did, it didn't mean that much in the grander scale of the game. Just like you said, comparing Jawhead and Lusty with the Atlas did so much more.
You know what? We always talk about the scaling potential of the cores. Why don't we talk about the scaling potential of the supports? Because I think that their damage might not be scaling, but the impact of their initiations, there is a lot of difference. Like for example, Sylvan and Joy, they're really good when it comes to the early game pickoffs. But in the late game stages or the mid game stages when it matters most, Atlas obviously trumps it. And I love the way how FlatTZ played it. And wow, okay, this guy is not gonna go. We are going to see him in many MVP appearances. My goodness, another one from Carl TZ.
If he keeps playing the way that he's playing, he is gonna get the MVP.
That's
with
right.
A lot of damage being caught out by the quad, making sure that he kites out all of the engagement from the enemy team, making it very, very difficult for Burmese Ghouls to really take him out. Now the thing is, Burmese Ghouls, they are very, very good at team fighting, but as you said, throughout M2, BREN is the kind of team that downloads the strategy from the enemy team and then learns from it. And the thing is, we've seen before that Burmese Ghouls are really good against BREN, but now BREN is the first one to get points.
And you know what? This is a very smart take coming up from Carl TZ, picking up that Queen's Wings and that Athena Shields. This really helped him tank through all of the scaling damage from the side of Burmese Ghouls, because they are banking on the fact that this Harith will carry them in the latter.
as well as BREN are really going at each other as of right now. However, I do think with this
Goes na going into a game, and tignan mo naman si Kuya Rocker sa sa likod ng camera natin, parang killer face talaga siya na andito pa nga rin si Manji na Rocker.
Shoutout
like,
sa
kung kahapon ako yung buong araw nandito, sila hindi nawawalan ng suporta dito. Nandito pa rin sila, na sumisigaw sila din sa labas kasama ang pro team natin. And yeah, Kuya Rob, ano masasabi mo sa unang game dito sa Grand Finals para sa BREN Esports? Mukhang mukhang maganda yung linggo natin.
Parang ito kasi yun, Kuya Reptar, basta we've seen BREN Esports na
ito sa lower bracket na parang whenever they go for the first game, parang lagi parang sila yung unang nasusuntok eh. Like for example, kung di ako nagkakamali, even the Alter Ego match, natalo sila first game, RRQ, natalo rin sila on the first game. Tapos, nakaka-comeback sweep nila.
Oo.
Pero kasi ngayon, this is gonna be a different scenario. Sila ngayon ang unang lumamang. Sila ngayon ang unang nakasuntok dito sa series na to. This may be a long series as this is best of 7. Pero kasi, BREN Esports, pagka kasi sila yung unang nanalo, that only means alam nilang labanan tong team na to. The only reason bakit nga ba sila natalo for Burmese Gold is that yung surprise na mga pick ng Diggy, and from there, just simply banning it out, nabuwag or na-discover dito ng BREN Esports kung paano totaling wawasakin yung team ng Burmese Gold. Pero malay mo, baka ang Burmese Gold, itong Myanmar na to, meron pang mga itinatago. Pero hindi na nila pwede itong itago, Reptar. Kailangan na nila itong ilabas, most specifically itong game number 2, itong following match na to. Kasi or else, etong BREN Esports, whenever they have the momentum, ang hirap na nila tong pakawalan.
And it shows isipin mo, Kuya Rob, ito yung unang laro ng BREN Esports sa playoffs na sila ang nanalo ng game number 1.
Ay!
And alam natin, momentum boys yung BREN Esports natin We love the momentum. We love it. That's 2 minutes away from game number 2. And masasabi ko lang again, hindi lang sa underwhelming yung performance ng Burmese, hindi Ace. Pero for the rest of Burmese goes underwhelming rin. Especially the side laners. Nung day number 1 ng playoffs, nadali tayo ng mga Dragon Yung Dragon ng RRQ, yung Dragon ng Burmese Gold, si Diren. Pero ngayon, yung Dragon ni D parang naging naging lumilipad na hipon na Wala na masyadong nagagawa.
Yung bulate.
Yung bulate na lang sa gumaganon
Oo. Pero kasi I have like that na pinoint out mo yung Dragon ni D kanina. Kasi minamaximize ni D kanina yung Black Dragon form Some other Yuzhong players, parang papasok lang sila looking for a correct position para makapag-Dragon Tail to get a knock-up. Kaso kasi ang ginawa ng BREN Esports, whenever papasok yung Dragon, yung initial reaction mo was to get back away, hintayin nating matapos yung duration. Pero ang ginawa nila, finocus nila. Even Carl TZ, once na lumabas yung Black Dragon, he just go for a good positioning, then nino-normal niya from there. And
normally.
Kumbaga, pag natapos yung duration ni D, most of the time, 1/4 na lang yung kanyang buhay.
Yeah, and that's a really good adjustment by BREN Esports Naisipin mo, as you said, madalas mga tao pag nakita yung Dragon, tatakbo yan Pero tinapatan talaga nila. Tumayo sila doon kasi alam nila, okay, masastun tayo konti, pero sobrang bilis naman yung mini-stun nung Yuzhong And at the same time, habang nagmi-mini-stun to, pag lumalaban tayo, nakaka-damage din tayo doon sa frontline ng Burmese Gold. So, parang nagulat din yung Burmese Gold, naisip nila, ay, tatakbo to. Ay, ba't kayo hindi tumatakbo? Lumalaban kayo, ay, talo kami
Tama. Ganun na ganun nga yung nangyari doon. Kumbaga parang minamama mo sila, parang, dapat takot kayo sa akin. Pero hindi, parang papalag kami sa'yo. So, ganun yung nangyari. And it all thanks, of course, doon sa mga nang zone out din from the side of BREN Esports. Pero ito na. Ito na, Kuya Reptar.
Pinurse ban kagad yung Tiki. Ayaw talaga bigay yung kwago. Sabi dito ni Coach Dake alam namin ito lang ata yung malakas sa inyo, tanggalin nga namin kagad to.
Alam mo, Kuya Reptar, if this is gonna be the story of the series, I may say Burmese Gold, kailangan nilang magbago ng setup on how they draft. Kasi most of the time nakikita natin sila even with RRQ. RRQ, medyo nung third game na nila na pinansin itong Diggy na to. And kung napaaga-aga yon yung ban nila ng Diggy during their series on the upper bracket, baka nga RRQ pa yung nakapasok on the grand finals. Pero kasi ngayon, dahil binasa na yun ng BREN Esports, hindi na nila hahayaan dito yung Burmese Gold. And most of the time, ang ginagawa ng Burmese Gold, nung time na binaban na ng RRQ ang Diggy, they go for the lineup na laging pang-umpisa. Parang malakas sa umpisa. Katulad ng ginawa nila nung game number 1, the winning condition was to win the early game, get the momentum from there, try to shut down dito yung jungler ng kalaban, wherein yun nga si Carl TC, pero hindi sila naging successful as BREN Esports already anticipated na yun nga ang gagawin ng Burmese Gold.
Ay nga, and that goes back to the point na sinabi ko, Kuya Rob, na sobrang sakripisyo talaga dito si Lusty at si Flap para kay Carl TZ lang. Kasi alam nila, sobrang importante na maka-farm yung plot ni Carl TZ kanina. Si Few as well, na pumapasok siya sa delikadong posisyon para lang madepensahan, para siya yung kumain ng damage. And I wanted to say this early, Burmese Ghost, I wouldn't be surprised kung binan out nila dito yung Claude. Kasi yun nga, BREN Esports, may history sila na i-first pick yung yung Claude ni Cartesi kagad, and then mahirapan yung kalaban nila mag-draft. Pero ito na, Rob TZ, nakita natin ang sabihin natin, signature hero ng mga idol ng mga kids, few on the Selena, and ano nabibigay ng Selena sa early game, Rob?
Burst potential whenever you hit your Abyssal Arrow together with Abyssal Trap. On the late game, of course, yung vision, aggression as well, andun naman. Pero ito yung interesting sa akin ngayon dito, Kuya Rep TZ, is that BREN Esports are open to give the Benedetta. I really thought na since they were on the first pick, ikukunin nila kagad yon. And ito lang siguro masasabi ko is that BREN Esports mukhang meron silang pang-bahala rito, and they're now taking the Yishun Shin on their side, and once again, the Basha for Flap DC.
This has been a crucial pick for BREN Esports dito sa lower bracket. Balikan natin yung M1, of course. Going back to TNS Gaming Frost nung M1, sila ang naglabas ng Baksha. And ngayon, ginagamit ng BREN Esports ng Pilipinas ang Baksha to a really good extent. And Burmese Ghost, sabi nila dito, okay, kami naman susubok ng ng Atlas dito. Pero parang ang aga ng pili ng Atlas, no?
Probably. Kasi siguro that's a deny pick.
Parang hindi lang makuha ni Lasty.
Parang kasi posible rin kasing gawin ulit yun ng BREN Esports. And they just trying to deny the fact na mahihirapan na naman sila whenever dalawa yung tank dito ng BREN Esports. And yeah, so as looking here on the lineup of BREN Esports, alam mo, Kuya Reptar, hindi ako magtataka dito if BREN Esports would go for a double marksman setup. Like for example, they go for a 1-1. Pero here on the Burmese Gold squad, they are actually locking a jungler. Ang kailangang iban dito ng BREN Esports is yung mga katulad ng Ling. Kasi isa to sa mga hero na sobrang kabisadong gamitin ni Ace. And you wouldn't want to put it on his hands, let alone yung mga mahihirapan din sila pag magkasama ang Benedetta at ang isang Ling. Lalo na sa late game, nakita natin to with the RRQ na fully utilized nila yon, na napatagal nila yung laro dahil lang sa mga split pushes.
Yeah, and gustong-gusto ko yung band dito na Hayabusa na hindi yan yung Ling, pero kita natin Burmese Ghost, actually parang mas mataas yung importance nila para sa Hayabusa kumpara sa isang Ling. And balikan natin yung series natin kanina with RRQ. Si Shin ng RRQ, malakas yun mag-Ling, pero parang binata ng BREN Esports yun hindi na makagalaw na maayos But then again, a Ling is actually a very good pick here for Burmese Ghost. Tama ka dun, Kuya Rob, kasi tinanggal nila yung Claude, which is one of the main, hindi naman siya direct counter, pero ang hirap ng buhay ng isang Ling in the late game laban sa Claude. Kasi ang laki ng bawas dun, and sobrang mabilis mo ma-force out yung ultimate ng Ling.
Yeah. Pero ako, I'm really excited here. What's gonna be it for the final ban ngayon dito ng BREN Esports, Kuya Reptar. Yun talaga tinitignan ko rito. Yung Ling talaga. Lancelot might not get banned. Di ko masabi, Kuya Reptar. Inintay ko na lang talaga kung paano magiging sagot dito ni Coach Ducky as Ace here on Burmese School. Wala pa siyang hero dito. Ano ang ibibigay ni Coach Ducky?
Tinanggal niya ang
Lunox. So, ibig sabihin, willing silang ibigay ang Ling dito kay Ace.
Yeah, but Burmese Ghouls have a very good line of mages na pwede nila piliin. Won't be surprised kung piliin nila yung the likes of Aloy, posible Veil. Meron din yan ng Burmese Ghouls. So, Aloy and Veil yung nakikita ko dito as a potential pick for Burmese Ghouls. One of the last two picks nila. And yeah, mage yun na lang isang mga kulang nila, tsaka yung carry. Siguro papaisip talaga sila kung maglaland sila o magliling. Usually mga ganun unless
honestly,
yun na lang talaga
yung mid ang dami rin para talagang open here for the side of the Burmese goal, and they took the Veil. Alright, this is gonna be exciting as AOEs are really coming here from the Burmese goal. Pero yung ban ng Lunox doon reasonable talaga nakita na natin yan with Kid. Talagang mararamdaman mo yan. Pero so far here for BREN Esports, whenever you see Rebo on this Farsa, talagang nagde-deliver. At ito lang masasabi ko rito etong fail na to, pag kailangan mag-ingat ng maigi.
Oo.
Dahil papasukin at papasukin talaga yan ni Lusty.
Oo. Na dapat talaga mag-ingat dito si Phil na dapat malakas dito yung protection, yung front line ng Burmese Schools kasi yun nga, mapapasukan siya. Kailangan niya ng protection dyan. And the Cho in the back siya as a front line combo dito para sa BREN Esports. I like it kasi si Lusty pag nag-show yan, yung ano niya, yung galaw niya talaga is para maka-knock up. Kunin natin yung pick-off, kunin natin, pang-utility talaga siya. So I like this. And Burmese Schools, okay hindi natin to na-mention, pero isa to sa mga comfort picks ni Ace.
Totoo. Saka ngayon kung kanina, pag early game-centric ang lineup ng Burmese School, BREN Esports naman will be returning the favor as they are gonna be the one who actually gonna punch first in terms of the lineup. Itong medyo scaling din kasi ang isang Roger. Pwede siyang maging malakas during the early game kung makakakuha siya ng mga pick-offs. Pero somehow scaling yung mga side lane dito ng Burmese School, and it's up for the Philippines to take the first step to be able to be aggressive. Dito yung mga pana ni Few Lusty dito will just provide vision while Carl TC is farming on the jungle with the YSS. And so far dito, Reptar, walang kabayas-bayas. Gusto ko ngayon ang draft ng BREN Esports.
Mga kababayan, game number 29, a best of 7 grand finals for the M2 Mobile Legends Bang Bang World Championship. Susubukan na ng BREN Esports ipahaba at ipalaki pa ang lead nila na 2-0 na dito laban sa team galing sa Myanmar, Burmese Ghouls. And yung masasabi ko lang para sa BREN, dapat mag-ingat sila sa early game positioning nila Kasi hindi sila pwede magbigay ng early kills sa lineup na mayroong isang Veil. Kasi si Veil sobrang bilis na mag-snowball yan. Kahit one item pa lang kung ma-full combo niya, ang taas na ng damage output nun.
Pero they have to be careful as well. Even Lusty, yes, masasabi natin na pwede niyang pasukin with the Jit Kun 2 and just Wade of the Dragon dito sa Veil. Pero kasi ang mahirap doon is etong si Kid maingat din gumamit to kasi ng mga mid heroes and itong mga mage. Talagang hindi mo rin basta-bastang mahuhuli. And so far dito, ito ang magiging storya nito, Kuya Rep TZ, is that once ma-hit dito ni Carl yung level 4, they have to go for a turret push, or probably baka sila ang unang talagang kumuha ng turtle on this game.
And now, Control is the name of the game for these two teams. Flap TZ and D na naman ang magkakalaban dito. Tingnan natin kung mas maganda na ang performance ng Dragon ng Burmese Ghouls. And ito yung difference with Flap TZ and si D pag nag-yuzong sila. At bakit parang nakukulangan ng damage dito si D. Si Flap TZ pag nag-yuzong yan, ginagamit niya Killing Spree, Assassin Emblem. Si D ginagamit niya Festival of Blood. Oo, pang sustain, pang lifesteal, pero you're sacrificing damage para sa sustain. Nakita naman natin doon na yun yung parang kulang sa Yuzong niya doon sa game number 1.
Ang style kasi ni Flap TC in terms of the Yuzong is like a pseudo carry for the side of BREN Esports. Meanwhile naman pag si D, parang pseudo tank naman yung style of gameplay niya using the Yuzong. And napauwi nila doon yung Yuzong, and look at the energy shield na naibawas dito for the side of the Burmese Ghouls. That's already half. Ito yung mga small details na posibleng makalamang dito ang BREN Esports. And as per Carl TC dito already hitting level 4, I may say baka mahirapang i-contest dito ang Burmese Ghoul. Di pa naman level 4 yung mga tank natin dito. Posible, pero mukhang malabo na ma-steal pa tong turtle sa BREN Esports.
Yun na nga, nakuha na nga dito ni Carl TZ. Masaya na dito ang BREN Esports, pero sabi dito ni Flap, parang gusto ko ng isang kill. Na-force out nila yung flicker dito ni Maybe. So I like yung galaw dito ni Lusty na si Maybe sobrang behind niya ngayon sa level. Na naka-level 4 na mauna dito si Lusty, si Maybe parang nahirapan siya gumalaw dito sa mapa.
Yun na nga parang hindi naging effective doon yung pag-zone out ni Maybe. And well, let's give benefit of the doubt for the side of the Burmese School. Kung kanina nga sila yung mas early game winning condition nila for as per BREN Esports, ganun naman din yung sa kanila. Pero kasi the way yung draft ngayon dito ng BREN Esports is mas aggressive compared to what Burmese Gold had during the early game. Kumbaga, mas in terms of damage, even andito si Ribo, nandito rin si Few, all the damage talaga. Pero ito gaya na sabi mo kanina, Sipa level or si Maybe, kaya nasipa siya ni Lusty.
And first blood na makukuha dito ni Few. Beautiful left hook, right hook, tas sinipa pa nga dito ni Lusty. Beautiful combo by BREN Esports. Ganda ng pwesto nila doon. And yung parang si Lusty stinedy lang niya na parang hindi siya masyado makate sa combo niya. Sige, basicin lang natin. Pak! Pak! Tas sinipa pa doon ni Lusty. So again, great play here by BREN Esports. Burmese Ghouls na malaki ang medyo lumalaki dito ang lead ng BREN Esports. And again, I agree with you, Rob, na sinabi mo kanina, BREN ay isa sa mga teams na pag may momentum sila, grabe. Ang hirap nila mahinto dito. Carl TZ nag-charge up ng damage, maybe nag-zone out. Meron na yung meron na yung Fatal Links ginamit niya para kay Flap TZ, pero isa lang ang nahuli niya. Si Lusty nandun sa likod. Si Ruby D naman ang mahuhuli dito. Ruby Double D ang nahuli and he goes down. 3 kills para sa BREN Esports. Maybe ba nga? Double kill para kay Ribo. Si D nag-dragon form pero hipon pa yung dragon niya. Lumilipad pero walang magawa. Munti ka na nga ma-abyssal arrow dito ni Ace. At si Few lumalaban. Si Ace yung aso. Boom! Sa pool, sa muka. 6-0 para sa BREN Esports for game number 2. Yung Burmese Ghouls, nasasabi na lang dito, wow.
Wow talaga. Alam mo bakit, Reptar? They are supposed to be na magfa-flank doon sa BREN Esports. Nakita na nila doon na mag-isa. That was actually Flap TC. Kaso ang nangyari, medyo nagkamali ng pasok. Diba? Parang naging awkward din yung position nila. Ruby DD, yun yung finocus doon ng mga members ng BREN Esports while Lusty is just zoning out the members of Burmese Gold. So ngayon,
tingnan mo na yan. Ganda ng Lusty. Ganda ng Lusty. Okay, makombo ka. Kahit burst down, wala magawa. Maybe nasunog doon. Kahit na wombo-combo sila, double kill dito para kay Carl TZ and a kill for Flap TZ. Pare, yun? Comboan nyo kami, ano magagawa nyo? Ruby dito yung susubukan niya pang katakas dito. Makakatakas siya. Pero BREN Esports, minamama nila ang Burmese Ghost dito. Tinalo nyo kami doon sa upper bracket sa unang araw ng playoffs. Tignan mo na ano nangyayari dito sa Grand Finals, Kuya Rob.
Ang nangyayari dito, mukhang natilt yata ang Burmese School as BREN Esports. Look at the lead, mga kaibigan, and look at the instant replay. So, paano nag-pan out to? Yes, may magandang Fatal Links, pero nabura kagad yun yung Veil. At na-sustain din dito ng mga members ngayon ng BREN Esports. And Ace, dahil nandun na siya in an awkward position, nag-like hand bounce na siya doon, wala nang labasan doon yung Roger. And from there, at yung pana, tumama doon kay Ruby DD. Bawas na naman ng isang miyembro dito, ang Burmese School.
They see me rolling, they hating. Nawawala na dito ang Burmese Ghouls. Double kill kay Carl TZ! Ganun lang. Simple lang. Binasic lang. Baka Carl TZ yan. Si Kid, napabalik. And level 7 pa yung Veil dito. Level 8 pa lang si AC Few. Nakahuli na naman. Takbo pa ata si D. Ito na si Lusty. Ito na ang interception. Lusty, the flicker, the kick, the punch, the combo, the knock-up, and the kill para kay Few and BREN Esports. Yung momentum na pinapakita nila dito pagkatapos nila gumawa ng kalamansi juice kanina. Saya na ang BREN Esports. Marang nakuha sila ng enerhiya. Kalamansi lang kailangan namin. Nakadalandan na kami kay Lemon. Actually, hindi naglaro si Lemon kanina pero yun nga, ang confident ngayon ng BREN Esports.
Yes, and this only shows, yes, early game-centric lineup, pero hindi ganito ka-snowball, Kuya Reptar. Hindi kailangan i-hold to ng Burmese Gold. Kailangan hindi nila bigyan ng opening pa once again dito ang BREN Esports dahil habang tumatagal, lumalaki ang lamang ng BREN Esports. This is only 7 minutes in the game at 7,000 rin mismo yung kalamangan ng BREN Esports.
At yung ginagawa dito ng BREN Esports, yun yung paborito ng mga tito natin dyan na lalong tumatagal, lalong sumasarap pa. Ang lineup dito ng BREN Esports. Hindi pa nga napitas dito ng Burmese Ghouls si Carl TZ. And balikan natin yung play na yun na sinubukan mag-wombo-combo ng Burmese Ghouls dahil sa paghinto ng life regen dito ng isang box na nahirapan dito si Ace, si Maybe, nasunugan na nga, si D papasok. Ano ginawa-gawa ng Dragon dyan sa likod? Ano magagawa mo dyan? Napitas pa nga 7-0-5 godlike for Carl TZ. The wombo combo. San na nga Burmese Schools? BREN Esports. Look at the lead. 25k dominating. Grand Finals na nga to Burmese Schools. Pero BREN Esports looks like sila yung may puso ng kampiyon sa Grand Finals.
Mukhang ang Burmese School ay talagang nae-egol na, Kuya Reptar. I don't know. Kasi parang palag na lang sila dito ng palag. Hindi ko rin sila masisisi. Kailangan din naman nila kahit papanong sumapak. Pero kasi, as BREN Esports, kumbaga, given with the Mountain Shocker, yung vision na pinapakita nito, nahihirapan ngayon dito ang Burmese School. Look at the score! 16-1! Sino lang ba ang na-pick up nila rito? It's gonna be Lusty. Swerte pa yun! Pero ito lang yun, Kuya Reptar, ha? Masasabi ko lang dito, Burmese School, kailangan nila tong kalmahan. Kailangan nila munang, they have what it takes naman. Pagdating sa late game, meron silang mga wombo combo, meron silang fatal links into a combination of skill neto ni Kid. Pero hindi nila kailangang ibigay lahat ng resources dito sa BREN Esports. The Lord is about to spawn in the next 40 seconds. And I doubt na kaya nilang i-contest yun. Ito, magandang na to kay Ace. Yung split push na to, okay to, pero mukhang pitas siya dito.
Hoy, tinuturuan tayo, Ace, ha? Sa tutorial lang. Huwag mo kainin yung tama ng tore. Ang tagal mo naman dun, nabasag mo, pero yun, napitas ka. 0-5-1 ka. Ace, dapat ikaw yung carry dito. Basic lang yan basic ML yan, di ba Kuya Rob? Pag may tore, wag mo kainin yung tore, yung damage niya kasi sobrang sakit.
Oo.
Grabe naman yan.
But kailangan kasi talagang gawin yun, Kuya Reptar, ng Burmese School Kailangan nilang mag-split push Kailangan nila na i-turn yung attention dito ng BREN Esports sa iba't ibang lane.
Niluto! Sorry Kuya Rob, pero naging sinigang na hipon dito! Si D! Masyado maasim! Sanay na kami dyan dito sa Pilipinas. Kain na kain dito. Oh my...
That's gonna decide.
Yung burado pero respetuhan pa rin natin yung veil dito ng Burmese Schools. Nakombohan nga doon si Kuya Ribot tsaka si si Kuya Lasty na masakit. Medyo humahapdi na dito yung veil. And dapat yun na lang pag-ingatan dito ng BREN Esports, yung potential na mawombo-combo sila ng Burmese Schools. And again, they have to watch their fights, yung positioning nila sa laban. Kasi kung hindi mag-ingat dito ang BREN, baka next thing makambakan pa ata ng Burmese Schools. Pero yung Burmese Schools, masyado malayo sa base. Mahuhuli ata dito ng BREN Esports. There's gonna be the knockout Ruby DD. And look at the feather, the airstrikes. Kakasabi mo lang, Kuya Rob, sobrang sakit dito ni Ribo. And they used the Mountain Shocker to deal a little bit more damage. And si Lasty nakapick off dun sa top lane. Si Maybe susubukan niya pasukan dito. Hindi siya makakahuli with the fatal links. Si Ruby dito nabawasan na masastun dito si Maybe. And Maybe, BREN Esports nga ito as the tower in the middle lane goes down. At dalawa na lang ang naiiwan dito for Burmese Schools, for their towers. They're gonna try to defend. Ruby DD, eto naman si D. Lumilipat na naman dito yung hipon pero hindi makakanakap dito. Tingnan mo si Carl TZ, free hit lang. Isang basic na traceless lang. I-basic attack lang yan. Mega kill para kay Few. And the dominance na pinapakita ng BREN Esports, mga kapwa kong Pilipino. Mukhang sila nga yung mas gusto na maging kampiyon dito. Ang ganda nung pabisan araw kay Maybe.
Oh my, Kuya Rep TZ, this is a complete massacre for the Burmese School. Nahirapan na sila talaga just right from the start. Kumbaga, wala na silang magawa. Pero yun, tignan mo yun, nag-shuriken yun si Maybe. Baka maybe mahuli, pero wala siyang nakuha. Pero ito na nga, Kuya Reptar, una pang nawala. Doon si Bale. Pero habol na ngayon dito ang mga members ng Burmese School. As Carl TZ, konti yung kanyang buhay, napilit ni Ruby DD.
Si Ribo!
Pero si Ribo at si Lusty, nandito pa rin naman yung sipa doon, Kuya Reptar. Sumako sa pala at tumama.
Double kill para kay Ribo. 7-0-9. The veteran, the many times champion, Mr. Most Decorated, doing it for BREN Esports. Legendary para kay Ribo.
This is it,
Wipe out. Susubukan ni Kid dumipensa, but the wave, si Few nakatama pa nga ng flame shot, pinasipa sa balikan. And hello Myanmar. Hello Myanmar. 2-0. Sorry. Shoutout to Edward. Nasa Myanmar broadcast. BREN Esports. Mga kapatid, mga kaibigan. They're playing with the heart of a champion.
This is very scary looking. Kung ikaw ay sumusuporta sa Burmese School, the way naglaro dito ng BREN Esports, yung momentum nila, kumbaga, the way they played, almost flawlessly, Kuya Reptar. Kumbaga, from start to finish, alam nila kung ano ang dapat nilang gawin. Alam nila na kailangan nila mag-apply ng pressure. Alam nila that they, kumbaga, sila lang lahat ang sumuntok. Walang nagawa doon. Look at even the score. Ilan lang ba ang napatay dito ng Myanmar? 2? 3?
Parang ano
Ayoko sabihin chamba yun, pero parang ganun eh.
Yung parang nga ganun eh.
Diba?
Para sa isang kamay ko na lang mabibilang yung kills nila. Actually, nakalimutan ko ng ilang kills na kukuha ng Burmese Schools kasi sobrang dominant na pinakita ng ng BREN Esports dito and sobrang saya namin dito sa studio and again, I think ang dami na natin nasabing tungkol sa laban na yon. It was just fundamental basic massacre na ginawa dito ng BREN sa Burmese Schools.
I may say, there's a part of me na parang tilted na yung Burmese School eh.
Oo.
Diba? Parang that game, kumbaga, they drafted for those certain heroes that they know during the early game, medyo hindi makakapalag eh. It's like Ace, kailangan niya makakuha ng mga farm. They actually took the Veil as their mid, as their mage. Kumbaga, ano yun eh, somehow, parang counter engage yung mga banat ng isang Veil kasi parang like yung Fatal Links, pwedeng humuli, then from there, they can do their wombo combo. But that only works, it's gonna pagpa 5v5 situation na.
Oo.
Meanwhile, naman for BREN, na fully utilized na yung early game. In terms of damage, even Carl TC, hindi niya kailangan sumama ng ng mga team fight eh. As yung Mountain Shocker niya pa lang, as nabuo niya kasi kagad yung Raptor Machete and with BOT, talagang ramdam na ramdam agad ng mga members ng Burmese School.
Oo nga, minsan nga si Cartesian nagamit yung Mountain Shocker niya, parang tipong pang-execute, na alam niya na mababa na yung buhay doon ng Burmese Schools. Gagamitin niya, so habang tumatakbo dito yung Burmese Schools, babawasan sila, then hahabol na lang dito ang BREN Esports. Again, man, the experience na pinapakita dito ng BREN, and of course, na it really puts a big smile in my face na makita si Ribo performing in this level. The chance to be called the most winningest player dito sa Mobile Legends sa buong mundo. Because again, the story for Ribo, MPL champion 2 times, MSC, gold medalist, kulang na lang sa kanya yung titulo ng world champion. And item build, Kuya Rob, 4 kills nga lang ang Burmese Schools, and will 4 wins be enough for BREN Esports? 4 games para makuha ng championship. Pero game 2 pa lang naman to. And sa itemization dito, Kuya Rob, anything that you notice, anything na you want to point out, nahirapan na naman si Ace.
Oo.
Sobra.
In terms of itemization, I may say this is somehow like a basic naman talaga whenever you build a certain heroes. Wala namang something unique na pwede nating i-point out. Probably yung Winter Truncheon ni Flap TC kasi you grow as a player daw eh.
Oo.
Pagka nagbi-build ka ng Winter Truncheon. And I may say, na nag-make sense din naman yun kasi pwede siyang pagpumasok ang basa pagka nasa alanganing posisyon ka, you could use your Winter Truncheon. Meanwhile naman, for Burmese School, nahirapan sila eh. Diba? I mean, sinubukan nilang ibahin yung kanilang strategy. They try to do yung segue, yung side lane push. Si Ace doon sa may baba, ay sa may taas. Ruby Didi on the other hand, doon naman siya sa ibaba. Kaso nga lang, alam din ng BREN Esports na gagawin yon ng Burmese School. So sinusundan nila kung saan magsisegue. Then from there, nung nag-respond na yung Lord, they took the Lord, and from there, tinapos nila yung laro. And etong Atlas dito, hindi na nag-make sense yung pag-deny pick nila rito against BREN Esports. I may say na naging pilit yung kanilang draft dito just by trying to remove the hero dito ni Lusty. Kumaga, napunta sila sa awkward position on the draft.
Oo. Na wala kasing kante ng ginto sa Burmese Schools eh. Sa Myanmar. Hindi abot doon. Hindi abot doon. Yung may kadenang ginto talaga dito si Lusty. And ang dami natin nasabi tungkol sa BREN Esports sa laro na to. But, look at few. Mga idolo ng mga bata. 5, 0, and 17 assists. Kuya Rob. Para kay few. What a stat line, and I won't be surprised. But I am actually surprised. Carl TZ, still the MVP. 2 games in a row, 9, 1, and 8.
This kid never fails to surprise us, Rep TZ. Bakit nga ba tayo naglagay ng TZ? Because we idolize Carl TZ, Flat TZ. Kumbaga, ang buong Pilipinas ngayon, Kuya Reptar, TZ Nation tayo ngayon.
And it's too easy for Carl TZ. As BREN Esports, nakuha na ng 2-Z lead dito laban sa Burmese School sa Grand Finals. And ang bilis, sobrang bilis ng pag-scale up dito. Sabi dito ni Carl na hindi lang ako magaling tumusok-tusok Huwag nyo kalimutan, magaling din ako mag-marksman dito.
Yeah.
Kaya ko din yan.
Wow. This is exciting times para sa Pilipinas, Kuya Reptar, as we're just 2 win away for getting our first World Championship here for Mobile Legends. Bang Bang. Is this the time ng Pilipinas? What do you think?
Oras na
Hindi naman tayo magdadamit ng ganito kung hindi natin nararamdaman di ba?
Sabihin lang natin, ang dami natin na pagdaanan na sa sa buong bansa. Dami natin paghirapan na nadaanan dito leading up to M2. Of course, alam natin ano nangyari sa buong mundo. Pero I feel like para sa atin mga fans ng Mobile Legends na Pilipino, magbibigay ito ng malaking ngiti para sa atin. Malaking saya na masasabi natin isang team na galing sa Pilipinas ay ang kampiyon ng mundo sa Mobile Legends. Pero hindi pa tapos.
Hindi pa talaga.
Hindi pa tapos.
Pero ang malaking tanong dito may tatawag kayang Ginoong Valdez. Kasi, kumbaga, in terms sa oras natin ngayon, Kuya Reptar, 7 p.m. na. So, ito na yung prime time. Dito na nagsisimula talaga. Kumbaga, yung iba nagsisimula pa lang maghapunan. Tapos kakabukas pa lang ng kanilang mga smart TV. Pag-open pa lang ng kanilang mga smartphones para panoorin yung laban ng BREN Esports. Tapos makikita nila, 2-0 na agad or 2-0 na agad, 'di ba? So, parang ang tanong ba rito, bibigyan ba tayo ng konting pampakaba ng Burmese School or magtutuloy-tuloy na kaya ito hanggang dulo na parang kung nakatusi or rather na hindi kami nanalo sa inyo nung unang laban natin nung playoffs, ngayon baka sila naman ang makatikim.
That could be what happens, Rob, TZ. Pero pupunta muna tayo sa isang mabilis na break. When we come back, makita natin ang game number 3 sa Grand Finals ng MLBB M2 World Championship. Rep TZ, Rob TZ, kami ang makikisama nyo dito for the rest of the series. We'll be back after a short break.
Connect to build relationships. Dance to move to the same beat. Sing to bring harmony.
Play to take part in something.
Watch to pay attention.
Design to make something beautiful.
Learn to understand.
Love to hold you.
Be smart to be part of something beyond the self.
There's meaning in everything we do.
That's how we can make a difference.
Welcome to the Giga Life. Your passions, your stories, your life. Simplified with just one app. This is the future. The Giga Life in just one path. Experience more Giga moments when you make the smart choice. With the Philippines' fastest mobile data network. How do I know it's T1? Simple, smart ako.
Chivalry is dead. I will revive it. I've got a bullet with your name on it.
Sorry! Kilala mo ba BREN Esports? Kilala mo ba BREN Esports? 2-0 ngayon dito sa ating Grand Finals ng M2 Mobile Legends Bag World Championship. Rep TZ at Rob TZ ang kasama nyo dito sa ating laro. And Kuya Rob, ano masasabi mo sa Grand Finals natin so far?
I wasn't expecting na kasi naka-set up talaga tayo, Reptar. Talagang hinandahan natin ang ating mga sarili. Not only us, even yung mga viewers natin, na inopen natin tong araw na to para dito sa laban ng BREN Esports. But bago ang lahat, atin munang pasalamatan ating official telco partner.
Smart, power up your game with Smart's free games for all. Witness your favorite teams battle it out and apply the gameplays with your squad as Smart powers up your game with free games for all. Get up to 14 gigabytes for Mobile Legends and Facebook Gaming for only 99 pesos for 7 days. Simply download the new Giga Life app and pindutin nyo and choose free games.
And while they choose the free games, pwede rin kayo magkaroon ng free na skin on January 30. Just have to log in sa inyong mismong account on Mobile Legends. And also, we have this exclusive skin here on M2 na you can purchase it for 899 diamonds, or pwede nyo rin gawin yung mga tasks and you will earn M2 coins, yung mga prediction nyo. Kung bumoto kayo sa BREN Esports, meron kayong libreng 200 points. Pwede nyong pambilihan ng battle emote, sacred statue, at kung ano-ano pa na nandyan. Even border ng M2 na sobrang exclusive lang para sa event na to.
And we are bordering on a 3-0 lead sa ating Best of 7 Grand Finals dito para sa BREN Esports. And merong meron lang ako kwento dito, Kuya Rob, na yung mga atleta.
Okay.
Pag sobrang galing nila maglaro. Sabihin natin, maalala natin si Kobe nung nag-81 points siya. Yung flu game ni MJ. Basta kung sino mang atleta yan, may tinatawag tayo na in the zone.
Ay.
Na parang lahat na lang ng ginagawa nila para gumanda yung laro nila, nagagawa. Nakaka-score sila.
Oo.
Kung si Rodman nakaka-rebound lahat. And mukhang sobrang in the zone ang BREN Esports ngayon na this isn't the same Burmese Ghost na nakita natin sa buong M2.
Ay, pwede. Gusto ko yung sinabi mong